Part 4 shows Kisu and Heejin's mother anxious because there is no news from the chairman, so she asks her husband to call him. But according to the husband, just wait for news from the chairman because he is the type of person who will call after his business is done. Then the phone rang, and the mother asked her husband to turn on the speaker. On the phone, Congressman Kim Aka, the father of Kisu and Heejin, apologized to the chairman for asking him to make a meaningless request. The wife did not accept hearing that from her husband because their child was injured, but on the phone it was the chairman who apologized, because it seemed that the children of Congressman Kim disturbed the wrong person, because he was beaten badly. Hearing that, they were shocked that the chairman, who was respected in the underworld, was beaten by high school students. He's not just trained. He didn't think he was an ordinary high school kid. They were even more surprised when Ijin came to their place at that moment. The chairman was also surprised that the man was already there, and wondered who he was. In his curiosity, he felt that maybe he should just quit this job because he was defeated by a high school kid. The wife shouted, accusing Ijin of killing their son, but Congressman Kim asked her not to interfere. Then he asked how the man got in. Ijin admitted that he thought there were people guarding this place. Congressman Kim felt that the man had not only defeated the chairman, but also the guards outside. Moreover, he remembered the chairman's words that their son was bothering the wrong people. He wondered how that man knew that he was here. The wife kept shouting, seeing Ijin's behavior. She will also report Ijin for attacking children, guards, and forcing her way into the office. Seeing that Heejin supported his mother, Congressman Kim felt that the man was very good at fighting, but they only needed to call the police, and what could he do? The wife threatened to call Prosecutor Choi, and Ijin didn't know who she was in trouble with. Ijin replied that she knew the person in front of her was a congressman who had just been elected twice, and was campaigning for the next election. Ijin is still brave even after knowing that, and according to the wife, the children don't know how dangerous the world is. Heejin felt the upper hand and felt Ijin's life would end now. The wife immediately called Prosecutor Choi to come to her husband's office. But suddenly Ijin told the video of their son bullying and asking other students for money, which made them shocked, so the wife ended her call to Prosecutor Choi. Heejin asked how Ijin had the footage. Turned out that Ijin had prepared everything by going to their house late at night to copy the video. When Heejin was about to explain to his father, he told him to shut up. Ijin told him that he also had evidence for Kisuta because their son often recorded the bullying they did. There was also footage of them beating people up in schools and hallways, and even of them stealing money. Ijin also had the latest footage of them killing his sister at a karaoke place. The wife screamed, thinking Ijin was threatening her, and she thought that threats from people like him would not work, because according to Ijin from the beginning it was not his fault that he started, and the real threat came from the tenant of the person who attacked him, which she also recorded. Congressman Kim asked, so Ijin's intention to do that to their son was because his son was bothering his sister? Ijin replied, just like the two of them who favored their son, she also had to protect her sister. Congressman Kim understands that, so he will pay for Ijin's sister's treatment and give more money, but Ijin said it was all unnecessary. Then Congressman Kim asked if their son should apologize directly. It was also unnecessary because according to Ijin, apologizing would not heal her sister, and her apology would also not be sincere. Ijin wants Kisu and Heejin to disappear from her sister's presence forever. Heejin was shocked to hear that nonsense. Congressman Kim also wanted to transfer their child to another school, but he thought again, and decided to send their child abroad, which made his wife and Heejin surprised to hear it. Congressman Kim asked if Ijin was satisfied, but Ijin instead asked their child to leave tomorrow. Congressman Kim will immediately inform the school. When Ijin was about to leave, Congressman Kim called her. Because he had fulfilled Ijin's request, he asked Ijin to give all the footage. With a sharp look, Ijin said she thought she was stupid to give it. Congressman Kim was surprised that a child of Kisu's age could look like that, and he admitted that he misspoke. In a short time, Ijin, who came home, was greeted by her grandfather and sister, who were worried about her. Ijin just smiled, indicating he was fine, because his grandfather thought they were dangerous people, but Ijin had told him that they only wanted to talk for a while. Dayan also felt that because they carried a bad aura, that's why they were worried. Ijin instead asked to worry about yourself, and he asked how his sister's injury was. Dayan replied that he felt better. Before entering his room, Ijin told Dayan not to worry about falling down the stairs again because he had taken care of everything. Dayan, who heard that, was confused and surprised. The next day at school, Dayan asked her brother not to take her to class anymore as she was almost fully recovered. Ijin agreed and she excused herself to go to her class. In Dayan's heart, he went to school so that his brother and grandfather would not worry anymore. When Dayan just entered the class, she heard the gossip told by other students. If the teacher said Heejin would not go to school anymore because he and his brother moved abroad, and they felt that this class would be much better now. Dayan, who heard that, was surprised that Ijin moved abroad, and he remembered his brother's words last night, which he claimed to have cleaned up. Instantly Dayan called his brother, who was heading to class, but he didn't know what to say, so he cried tears of happiness. That night Ijin's friends asked if it was true that Ijin would move abroad, because they heard the news was quite surprising and were curious why he suddenly didn't tell them. They also did not see Ijin that day because he was not at school today, and they also heard Kisu also went abroad, so it made them curious what exactly had happened. Iyang, as Ijin's classmate, was asked the truth by them, because he was silent from earlier. Iyang also confirmed the news because the teachers also said so. They asked if Iyang had contacted Ijin, but Iyang claimed to have contacted him, but he didn't pick up the phone, and he didn't read the chat. They concluded that the news might be true, and were still curious as to why his sudden departure. Iyang was anxious and worried that Ijin's departure was because of that man, but she realized not to worry too much considering who Ijin's family was. They regretted if Ijin left because Ijin was their wallet after all. Soon Ijin came, and surprised them. Ijin was upset that he had to go secretly to this place. His friends also asked for clarity if he was really going abroad and asked what happened. Ijin said it just suddenly happened, and he only went for 1 semester, because her father will take care of this problem, because he couldn't let the video exist. They also teased Ijin, who went only for 1 semester, like he was on vacation. They also asked again why he had to go with Kisu too. Ijin also argued because of family problems, because he could not tell the real incident, which he considered embarrassing. They also asked Kisu if he had taken care of his brother Dayan. Ijin replied that maybe his brother succeeded because if he told the truth his brother would be angry because he lost badly. Ijin was upset that Dayan was now free from him, so he asked his friends to teach Dayan a lesson once again. His friends were confused why Ijin was so eager to torture Dayan, because Ijin is not willing to see Dayan free, because he was going to leave Korea, so he invited him to finish Dayan for the last time. Iyang didn't think his friend would be that cruel. Knowing that Dayan's grandfather was a security guard, he would ask his mother to fire him. Dayan should have thought this would happen if he messed around. Suddenly there was a male voice that said it seemed like the right decision he came here. Ijin was scared to see him here. Ijin felt they were talking about something interesting, and it seems like everyone in the video is here too. They should know better than her, because this is the place where they tortured Dayan. Ijin also thought Ijin had been waiting for them to gather in this place. Ijin also asked them who didn't play songs. Don't they like noise? Then Ijin closed the door to the place. At the hospital, Congressman Kim asked where Ijin was because he didn't see him. Kisu told him that Ijin would say goodbye to his friends first. Congressman Kim was disappointed that Ijin should have remained silent until his departure. Suddenly Congressman Kim's aide came to tell the latest news on television. It turned out that the video of their children, who had bullied other students, went viral and made it to television news. The most surprising thing is that these attackers are the children of Congressman Kim, so that makes them surprised. When he came out, Ijin was waiting for the chairman. He wondered why Ijin did that. He thought Ijin just made a deal with the congressman. Ijin admitted that she had to solve this in secret if she wanted to protect her identity because their parents were politicians. So the best course of action was to settle the matter secretly, since she has multiple personalities. The chairman warned Ijin that the congressman would not just let this happen, but according to Ijin, she didn't have time to worry about that, because the main news is the shocking evidence of Congressman Kim committing vote fraud, money laundering and sedition, and this evidence is so compelling that even his party members are calling for a thorough investigation. Ijin also stole the chairman's personal files. Ijin managed to find Congressman Kim's trash, that he kept just in case, and asked who Ijin was, but Ijin just said he would be a normal high school student, and the chairman didn't believe it.